indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Donna Dillard, present. Carla Jean Fraser, here. Karen Owen,
Here.
Malia Torres, here. Bobby Bostock.
Here. This time we'll call this public hearing.
Yeah, Mike, you want to give your presentation and we can open it up for comments?
Sure. Good evening, council and citizens. Matt Worth with Commonwealth Engineers. I'm a business development manager, and with me tonight is Eric Barkley, our engineer on the lead service line project. We are conducting a public hearing for a state revolving loan fund grant. I know that's kind of an oxymoron, but grant loan. The town has identified their lead service lines through a preliminary engineering report that need attention, and basically lead service lines and getting lead out of the water system has become a very hot priority for both at the federal level EPA and at the state level IDEM, in particular the Indiana Finance Authority. So Indiana Finance Authority has offered up grants and loans to communities to try and help alleviate and get some of those lead service lines out of the ground. So Paoli took advantage of that process, and tonight's another step in the process. So we are required to conduct a public hearing and explain the PER to the town and to the residents, and then as we wind it down, we'll ask for any comment from the public or the board on how we apply for the grant, and then we have two resolutions that will need council approval tonight after you guys see the PER and approve that, hopefully. So that's what we're going to do. Again, it's open to the public as we finish up Eric's presentation, and if anybody has any questions or concerns, we better put those into the record. So with that, I'll turn it over to Eric.
Yeah, real brief on this one. We presented this before, but basically what you guys did, an inventory that was required of all the service lines. These are the lines from the mains up to the homes. So we've got a portion of that from the main generally to the meter is considered the town side. From the meter to the house is considered the homeowner side or the resident side, customer side. You've done essentially what was required, which is basically a paperwork survey, but you also had Zitility helped you put together that inventory, and they did some field work also to help better identify what the materials were on those lines. Of that, they determined that 126 of those lines were considered lead or galvanized and would need to be replaced. There were an additional, basically 5 that were potholed but unknown on one side or another, and then there was an additional number of lines that also require further investigation. So the way the regulation reads right now is if you have unknowns, you've got a few years to be able to go out and further identify what those materials are, and you've got 10 years essentially to replace all of them. What we're advising our clients, which is exactly what you guys took advantage of, is there is some money right now for replacements. So let's address some of our highest priorities while that money's available, try to get ahead of the game a little bit. So basically what the project involves is replacing the ones that we know are lead. So that's 126. And then the 5 that I mentioned that we think probably are, go out, pothole those again, verify what they are. If they are lead, replace those as well. So that's the total of the work to be done. It's $2.77 million is the estimate for that. Traditionally in the past, SRF has provided some grants to help offset that, so it's much more tolerable for towns to be able to do that. This is the public hearing for the application, so by getting this into them, then they will present back to you what their funding package would be. You can further evaluate if yes, this is something that you were willing to do and commit to doing that at that time. So that's basically it. I will open it up if there's any questions. If there aren't any comments, then we can close the public hearing and adopt those resolutions. Thank you.
Has everybody signed the clipboard for the public hearing? council have any comments, questions? You have any questions, Don? Any questions from the public? Seeing none, we'll close the public hearing. Closed at 6:05.
Need a motion to have council approve and sign SRF loan program, the acceptance resolution, and also a signatory authorization resolution.
So moved.
Motion's been made, do I have a second?
Second.
Motion's made and seconded.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
She's gonna print. You wanna have her, you wanna have them go ahead and sign that one while you print that off?
That one, yeah. Two of each, right?
Yes.
Let's go ahead and do this. Nice. Need both or just one? Okay. Dennis needs to sign that. Yep. Yeah. That too, she said.
Okay. Go back to approval of the March 4th, 2025 regular session minutes.
So moved.
Motion's been made, do I have a second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Those against?
Aye.
Approval of the March 18th, 2025 regular session minutes.
So moved. Second. Who made the motion?
Oh, yeah, and all this after. All in favor?
Aye.
Those against?
Aye.
Did you have those both? Oh, okay. Sign those two.
Under old business, Commonwealth Engineers, Eric.
Yeah. Okay, so the first item we've already done, which was the lead service line replacement, everything did get turned in. yesterday to them for that. So the resolutions that you guys send to give us today, then we'll follow up and get that forwarded to them as well. Probably won't know anything on that till May, late May, maybe June. So the town will be notified, we'll be copied on that. We'll be in conversations with SRF about it as well. So we'll let you guys know as soon as we know something on how that's looking, and we can move forward with that. US 150 culvert, so I think we've got all the easements that we needed for that. Probably target, about April, we'll probably advertise that in May, and look to maybe get it awarded early June, if not late May. We get the work done this summer, and then that should be in keeping well with NDOT's portion of that work, which they're planning on utility relocation through the end of the year, basically, so that we can get our stuff out of the way before they actually start getting into the road. So look for May, something like that. I'll send out a schedule to the council. We'll try to organize those dates around your council meetings as well. Last thing I had was the water meter and tank project. The meter portion of that is basically done. So the actions you guys took the last meeting that I was at, that took care of everything with them on that part. The water tank portion, though, we do need to get some things rectified on that with work. I circulated a letter to the council, got input back from everyone on that, and that looked good. Basically identifying the damages that the town has incurred, that the contractor should be responsible for per their contract for the defective work. So I will send that letter out tomorrow. I want to give an opportunity if anybody had any comments tonight about that, but I think I've heard back pretty much from everybody that it's good to go. So I will send that out. The other thing I do need, though, I do need authorization of an amendment to modify our services, and our services, one, for the damages, because we don't have a direct contract with them. And you've already authorized up to like $12,000, I think it was. But now that we've accounted for everything, that total is, looks like $20,724.45 of damages from the engineering, plus the $5,000 and change that the town incurred, that you'll be going after for complete retreatment from that. And the other item I would like to have in that amendment would be additional inspection services outside of the defective work. That's for $12,600. So what that is related to is essentially the way they went about stripping the interior of the tanks is they blasted we called for it to be blasted down the metal and then recoated it. We have to inspect it before the coatings go on. And it was a good method to do. It's a little more time, takes a little more time to do it, but they would basically blast in the morning, coat in the evening. So we have to inspect every time before they put coatings on. So that required more inspections than what was originally anticipated. The alternate to that is they have to keep humidity and everything down while that steel's bare. And that's what we see a lot. Most of the time contractors will do that. This is a little bit better methodology, honestly. So I think it does justify the bit of additional cost. So we're anticipating $12,600 for the additional inspections. And then the amendment related to the defective work was an additional $8,724.45. So that would be amendment for engineering services related to the tank of $21,324.45.
Repeat that, please.
That would be $21,324.45.
How does council want to proceed with this? Any questions that you have for Eric on this? This is all of our damages plus your cost.
Plus the additional.
I'll make a motion that we accept it.
I'll see.
Motion's been made and seconded.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Opposed? Motion carried.
I will follow up with the paperwork on that tomorrow, so, sorry. I just came together on the way. Okay, that's all I've got. You guys have any other questions for me? Said I'll get the letter out to the contractor tomorrow, and, we'll probably do some back and forth, so I'll just be in touch. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
New business. Looks like Dan McDonald. With our networking.
Yes. Good evening.
You
So I'm Dan McDonald with Kinetic Networks. We do the IT work here for the town of Paoli. And I've got copies of quotes. I don't know if you guys have copies of these.
Yes.
Okay, great. So we've got a couple of quotes to talk about. The first one is a server that we quoted as a replacement for the existing server. And the second quote is a replacement for some workstations that will expire this year. So I'll just kind of briefly go through this, and then kind of let you guys ask me whatever questions you might have regarding these. The server replacement, staff had asked us to assess the server because they were experiencing some slow access times with their software. And the server, the best we could come up with was the server was installed around January 2019, which was before we came in. We started doing your guys' IT work around December 2023. So the server is older. After our assessment, we were able to determine that the server is the largest bottleneck with their access speeds. So we did quote a replacement server for that. One of the specific situations they have is that if too many users are in it, some of them have to log out so that others can actually get their work done. So that was the biggest reason for the quote for the server. But as a side note, the server is running a version of the operating system that's from 2016. That version from Microsoft will expire in 2027. So there will be no support at all. It will have to be replaced in 2027. So we provided that quote here. That includes hardware installation and all those services. Any questions about the server before we move on to workstations? Just kind of breaking this up.
So this is the quote for 15,370?
That is correct.
Okay.
Yes, that is the quote for 15,370.
How long would it take for install?
After the PO is submitted and hardware is ordered, usually we can get installation done within a couple weeks.
And that would be like after hours, weekend, how would you?
We work with the client. We
Okay.
decide what's best for them.
Yeah.
We do after hours installations, we do weekend installations, we do whatever.
How long would it take?
To actually move the equipment and move the software, probably a couple of days.
So a weekend might be a better day, a better time for us to do that. Would that weekend work better for you?
Any price increase in labor from weekday to weekend?
We actually have not, the price here is for migration, so that's all included. So if we had to do it after hours, that would be included in that. There would be no extended cost for that. Typically, the cutover is rather quick. We would do a lot of the work without actually taking them offline. So even though it would take a couple of days to cut them over, it's not that they wouldn't have access to their system during that time. So the actual time where they would be cut over to the new system would be rather quick. We're talking very, very minimal interruption for that. And that would be probably an hour to do an actual cutover from not having access to their systems to having access to the new apps. Not that I don't mind to work on weekdays.
How does council want to proceed with this?
Second quote is, does it go along with this?
So the second quote is a different project. Okay.
Dan, did you say that this quote's good through April 24th? I think is a note I had on here, I'm not sure.
So this quote is good for 90 days. The original quote was submitted in January 24. So we would want to requote this. We want to requote this, I would say, within 30 days from today, if we could.
Okay.
Beth, I would like to hear your opinion on it.
Well, it sounds like we're gonna have to do it by next year. We did budget some money for computers and upgrading system. So we've got 10,000 for that. The CCI, we can use a little bit of that, maybe around 3,600, but this is going in, there'll be, the other quote for the computers too, so.
Beth, just as a side note too, I did speak with the Keystone people.
Okay.
They will move the software at no charge.
They will.
So they're actually going to do the migration of the financial software from hardware to hardware.
Good.
No charge
That's
for the town, so. Yeah, so there is a silver lining.
Yeah. We do experience a lot of secondary spending. So, and I think you guys have checked multiple times in the last several months. You know, we keep checking different things, and I think it's just
We've been doing little things,
trying
you
different
know,
things.
to try to improve it as best as we can, but really we know what the main culprit is. And just really got a way to speed up the whole server.
So you say we have $10,000 for upgrade, we have 36, so that's not getting us there.
No.
So where would we get,
that?
where would we get the rest of the money?
Well, the electric we can use, because anything for this building, purchase for this building, we can pay out electric. Which would be about, well, when he gives the other quote, it'd be about 6,500.
I think I'd like to hear the next quote before we take a vote. Is that fair?
Yeah, we can do that.
Just to get it all.
Yeah, and then you can,
So we've been reaching out to all of our clients about this in particular. The next project is a replacement, a quote for replacement computers. Microsoft is ending support for Windows 10 in October of this year. So they're a billion-dollar company for a reason. They have just decided that they're not going to support it. So what that does with users that have Windows 10 computers is that vendors, and we have them, they do this, third-party vendors, the Keystone software could be one of those, where they say your devices are not supported by Microsoft, and thus we do not support them. And they offer you very limited, if any, support because your computers aren't current. So, so they're getting support for Windows 10, like I said, October of this year. So Windows 11 is the operating system that is supported by Microsoft on and after that date. So all your devices need to be Windows 11 on or after October. Fortunately, the town does have a lot of devices that are either already Windows 11 or are capable of upgrading to Windows 11 via a free software update. We made that assessment for the town. I provided the information to Beth so that she knew what devices you need to be replaced and what device to be upgraded for free. So we provided that, and what we were left with was 5 computers, 4 desktops, and 1 laptop. The Parks Department uses a laptop, so we just offered a laptop as a quote there for that replacement. And so this quote would be to replace those computers with compatible Windows 11 devices.
And that price is $47.30.
That's correct. That is the $47.30 quote.
And is this quote good for how many?
That quote is good for 60 days from the date of quotation, which was April 1st.
So right now, we're looking at 20,000 to get us to where we need to be.
20,100.
For a whole computers and systems upgrade.
20,100.
Yeah, 20,100.
These projects can be done as needed. They said that the Windows 11 requirement isn't until October. It is sometime. We want to get the ball rolling early for customers and let them know. I mean, there are budgets, there are other things, so we want to let them know as early as we can. We try to replace them as they break. We were doing that early on, and of course, you replace anything with a Windows 11 device. But now we're kind of getting to that point where some of these devices are hanging on. So you've got some of this equipment that, it's fine, it's just not.
So then, Beth, you say we have money for both of these. We decide to do that?
Three of the computers are in my office, and one is my down at the utility. And then the laptop is
It's probably gonna go up.
Yeah, we'll
It's
go
not
down.
gonna go down.
Yeah, I hate to say it, but that's probably correct, especially the server quote's been sitting for a while.
I'm gonna make a motion to go with the whole package and get it done.
Motion's been made. Do I have a second?
I second.
Motion's been made and seconded for the $20,100 to redo the drive.
all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
Thank
Dan.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Dan.
Other business, tax abatement.
The council, I have had some of the tax abatements turned in, and we will do these individually. Electrocom did comply and fill out their Form CF1 that was required. So we'll need a
Does council want to proceed with that?
So
Motion's been made. Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded.
all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. And then I also have one from Green Acres Golf LLC, which is in compliance with CF1.
How does council want to proceed?
moved.
Motion's been made. Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
I abstain.
Abstained? Motion carried. And then Anapro LLC also received their Form CF1 in compliance.
How does council want to proceed? Motion's been made, do I have a second?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Okay, that's all of those. Thank you.
We'll go to reports. Town attorney,
No report tonight.
no report. Next up, clerk treasurer Beth Jones.
Okay, council, the first thing I have are some grade roadblock permits. The first one is for Orange County Cancer Patients Society. And they're requesting May the 3rd from 8 until 1. June 21st from 8 to 1. And August 2nd from 8 to 1.
How does council want to proceed?
So, oh, go ahead. Karen?
Karen made the motion to
Karen?
approve. Need a second?
Second?
Motion's been made and seconded.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. And then I have one for Safe Haven for May 17th from 10 to 1.
How does council want to proceed?
So moved.
Motion's been made, do I have a second?
Second.
John?
Yeah.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. All right, next I have the quote from the Taylors, the 2025 quote for the mosquito fogging at $41 per mile.
Is there any change in that from last year?
I don't think so. I'm not sure of that. Great, I didn't get it double checked.
Okay.
Can't remember if it was same price or not.
I think we should table it until we find out for sure what the previous rate was.
And also, like, is it spring and fall that they do it, or just
they-
fall?
You do it every, what is it, once a month or every other?
What you have is what I.
Gotcha, okay.
And I didn't know, I know you required, they say they have a state license, but I don't think one of them requirement.
Yeah, if you want to see their insurance and all that, they can give it to us. They do it every year, you said?
They do it every year, yeah.
Yeah, they do it every year.
And I think we need to know exactly when to.
Yeah.
Okay,
Thank you.
so we will table that.
Table that until
Yes.
next meeting.
Next, I have invoice for ServPro. This involves Smoky Meats' building. We had the heavy rain.
Got a sewer line back up. And come up through his, toward the basement of his house.
Has that been,
That has been cleaned up and Servco come in and steamed it.
is there anything that we have to do on our end?
Just unplugged. The main was clogged up and from all the pressure backflowed into the house. 45,1360 was the price.
For
of Servco.
$4,513.60.
What was the date of loss?
317. It
Okay.
was,
I'll make a motion to approve.
motion's been made. Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Next, I have adjustments, billing adjustments for the month of March. Electric, $149.08. Electric tax, $10.43. Electric penalty, $518.36. EAP, $1,424. Water, $2,008.33. Water tax, $140.55. Water penalty, $51.59. Sewer, $3,903.45. Sewer penalty, $94.36. For a total of $8,276.39.
Does council want to proceed with this?
So moved.
Motion's been made, do I have a second?
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. I have payroll allowance for the month of March in the amount of $136,438.98.
Motion to approve.
Motion's been made, do I have a second?
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? No. Motion carried. What was your vote on the previous one? Because I didn't, is it a yes or no?
It was, yes.
On the claim, on the adjustments? Okay. And I have approval of claims for March 15th through March 28th, the amount of $322,174.93.
Does council want to proceed with this?
So moved.
Motion's been made, do I have a second?
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? No. Motion carried. I think that's all I have. Other than that, I just wanted to let you all know that I have moved Rachel Anderson into the chief deputy position in my office.
Anything else?
I think that's all I have. Mike, you may be mentioning it, clean up spring next week.
All right. Next up, code enforcement, Benji Ferris.
Good evening, council. All right, tonight on the building permits, we've got a privacy fence at 1007 North Cook Street. Then as far as other building permits, we still have some pending to be turned in. Probably have a handful still out there. Pet license, 102 North Gospel Street. I think a lot of those, per the ordinance, is supposed to be turned in by June, so I'll probably do something on Rich Alert to remind the citizens about pet licenses. On the animal control side of things, spoke with Deanna today at Humane Side to get an update. She does currently have some openings as of today for animals, so that's where we're at with that. Kind of rare here.
Unusual.
They're always full. And the animals are, they're still running out there as far as a lot. So I know some organizations are trying to control the cats, especially. Yeah, cats are all over the place. So as far as Humane Society hasn't spoken, so we need to do that. Other than that, any other questions for me? Concerns? Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, Robert.
Next up is Chief Randy Sanders.
Good evening. Tonight, I would like to provide everyone with an update on our ongoing efforts to fill our open pro officer position and present a proposed hiring incentive to address the recruitment challenge we're having. We will be holding an open fitness examination for all interested applicants on Saturday, April 5th at the Paoli High School football field. This exam is designed to assess candidates' physical readiness for the demands for the position. Following the fitness test, applicants who meet the required standards will proceed to the second phase of the hiring process, which consists of comprehensive background checks. This step is essential in ensuring the integrity, reliability, and the professionalism of our officers. I anticipate the formal interviews for those who have successfully passed the background check will take place sometime between mid to late April. Once interview schedules have been established, I will be coordinating with the personnel committee to arrange times for these sessions for the most qualified candidates we have. Recently, we have been informed by the Indiana Law Enforcement Academy training program has been extended from 16 weeks to 22 weeks. This change equates to approximately 5.5 months of training, potentially longer depending on if any holidays fall in that schedule. This expansion aims to improve training quality. It poses a significant challenge to small police departments like ours to rely on every position to maintain 24/7 coverage. Should we hire a candidate who is not already academy certified, that individual will likely be unable to assume any patrol duties until approximately December 25 to January 26. After completing the academy training and field training. So that's factoring in a couple of months that they would be riding with the officers when you get back from the academy. This prolonged time frame creates staffing difficulties and puts additional strain on our existing officers. One way to mitigate this issue is to prioritize applicants who have already been academy certified. In training and covering shifts within a month or two, it basically depends on how much they activate the way we run things. However, to date, we have received no applications from academy certified officers. This is a trend affecting numerous departments in our area that are currently seeking new hires. To enhance our recruitment efforts, I propose offering a $1,000 hiring bonus for new hires, which would be paid after successful completion of a 90-day job performance evaluation. This incentive would make our department more competitive and attractive to potential applicants while ensuring that only committed and capable candidates receive the bonus. Funding for the $1,000 hiring bonus can be financed through one or two options. We can utilize the department's donation fund, which currently holds around $7,000. Or we can allocate funds through the salary budget. That position has been vacant since mid-January of this year, resulting in salary. Say, I don't know the exact, but I would say there's probably enough in there to cover that. Additionally, we currently offer incentives for applicants with prior law enforcement experience, allowing them to receive credit for their time served in law enforcement when calculating their benefits, such as vacation time. The proposed hiring bonus would complement the existing incentives structure and increase our ability to recruit experienced and qualified officers. The extended academy training requirement presents a considerable challenge for small departments like ours. By offering this hiring incentive, we can make our department more attractive and option for academy certified officers and expedite the onboarding process for new hires. I would respectfully request the council support the implementing of this incentive to strengthen our recruitment efforts, ensure adequate staffing levels, and maintain the high standard of service that the Paoli community expects from us. Any questions on it?
Any applicants at all?
We have 9 that are all non-certified.
Non-certified.
So just so the public understands, so we have 9 applicants, there are none of them certified. And if we do get an applicant that has already had the training, it would actually save us money because we wouldn't pay for the training, we would give them $1,000 sign-up bonus instead.
There is costs associated with the academy that I didn't put in.
Right.
I think it's roughly around $1,500
Okay.
to send. Some of that would also occur with the new hires, we would have to certify them and fire them. So there is some, but it would roughly give about $1,000 difference if somebody was academy certified.
Right, and on top of that, then we would be able to move that person into the position right away instead of waiting until December or January.
Yeah, within a month,
Right.
2 months, depends on how. If they're not familiar with the area, it would take a little longer.
Okay.
They'd have to be right along,
Yes.
at least a month or two.
Yeah, even the ones that would be local, would still, because every department runs things differently, so it takes a little bit to make sure that,
So do you think there is a chance that we could find somebody like that?
well, it doesn't hurt to try. Currently, we don't, and I've seen success. I think maybe the closest one to us that's currently started with at that, hiring bonus.
Right. And then the other question I have was, if we do decide to pick somebody out of the applications, then, never mind, I think I have my own answer. I lost my train of thought there too.
That, well, I have a question. That's only for certified officers that's already went to the academy.
Yes, if I was given approval, that's how I would advertise it going forward. This is for academy certified only for this part. And we would continue the process with the non-applicants as well. That way we're beneficial on both ends.
I'll make a motion to allocate a $1,000 signing bonus to academy certified officers to come out of the salary budget.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Undecided. It's not that I disagree as much as, how do your other officers feel about
Well,
somebody
actually-
getting a signing bonus?
Yeah, I asked
When
them.
they're already out there doing the job.
I understand. And they're in agreement that we need to, because if we don't get somebody, that puts them at risk. They'll be working by themselves. So they understand.
Yeah, that was the only thing that was really coming up in my mind.
Yeah. And I mean, in our profession, that's part of it, that sometimes they're moving around, so they understand. You know, we gotta be competitive, maintain quality officers.
Sure. You have my yes.
Okay.
The second thing I was wanting to present tonight is a request to form a committee to pursue fleet funding for our department. I'd like to request the formation of a committee task for exploring potential funding sources to update and replace our aging fleet of police vehicles. While our current fleet remains functional, it is increasingly unreliable and presents a significant risk to both the safety of our officers and the community we serve. And law enforcement's ability to respond swiftly and effectively when emergency calls is paramount. Older vehicles are more prone to breakdowns, delayed responses, and maintenance issues, which can severely hinder our officers' ability to perform their duties in a timely manner. In emergency situations, this jeopardizes the public safety and places our officers at risk, unnecessary risk, while responding to critical calls for service. By forming a committee, we can ensure that we thoroughly evaluate and identify viable funding options for the timely replacement and ongoing maintenance of our fleet. I propose that the committee consists of 5 members, myself, 2 council members, and 2 members of the public with experience in funding projects. This diverse group will bring a well-rounded perspective to the task and ensure the committee is equipped to find the best solutions for the police department's needs. And I put some focus areas in there for the committee, be grant opportunities, sponsorships, lease programs, and loans. This initiative would enhance officer safety and ensure continued provision of high-quality service to our community. I encourage the council to prioritize the important issue and improve the formation of the committee to begin this critical work. If approved, I would look forward to collaboration with the other members for the vital needs of finding what kind of funding we can buy.
So regarding the fleet, currently, we have 2 leases that we're currently, purchases that we're currently.
We just paid off the 22, the 2022 grants.
And I think the 23s are next
I
year.
think next year, the end of next year, they'll be paid off.
For the public bids, I would probably advertise that, see what we get, and then come back for a recommendation to add in what we did on that.
Well, I would make a motion to request to form a committee to pursue the fleet funding options.
Motion's been made, do I have a second?
I'm not opposed to this, but I would like to mull it over within a week.
I mean, if everybody's okay with it, I can pursue some of it.
Yeah.
I just, the more people can get involved, it seems the
Right.
better it is. I'm happy if you want to table it. I'll look into some options too, bad.
Yeah, I want to look into some options as well.
Yeah.
So you're making a motion to table this? Donna's made the motion, I haven't got a second on it. Seeing no second, we'll table it.
I would make a motion to table this to the next meeting.
Motion's been made to table it, do I have a second?
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
I have a couple follow-up questions if I could.
Go ahead.
So I know you have an auxiliary board, or some of those members,
I mean, the advisory.
advisory board, are some of those members possibly good candidates for this committee?
I've
Or are you
never-
thinking outside of that?
I was gonna just advertise it probably, social media to see who would be interested locally. I'd like people locally.
Okay,
And then go from there. I've never discussed it with the advisory board.
okay. And regarding the fleet, and are you willing, or is there a possibility in the future to have some conversation just about how we can start to keep some costs down, mileage, different things, just strategize in that way as well? Okay,
Any opposed to idea?
okay, thank you.
Is there any information that would be helpful that I could provide for the next one? I think if you go back to the end, it would be the 15s for sure, the 15 Explorers, and then it depends on, that would definitely be the first two that we need to work on.
Do you want to get rid of them, or do you want to keep them for backups?
Well, I mean, that would be some of the discussion. I would
Yeah.
probably want to keep some for backup, so that's the issue we're running into now when it goes down.
Is that what we're looking
If we
at?
don't have a backup vehicle.
The other counties, they all have backups, we don't have any.
Yeah, I think I provided the breakdown of all the departments on the end of the year report. If
Yes,
you wanted to go back and look at that, get a little bit. So that would be one of the suggestions I would get to, is eventually keep them until they're unsafe to the point where they're just need to be sold. Yeah.
Beth, you said we paid the two, the 2022s off, 2 of them, right?
Yes.
And then the, what was next
The
for next
2022.
year? 2023?
that'd be next year.
Right. When next year, do you have an idea?
By the end of the year, I can't remember exactly when the 2 payments are.
The only other thing I have is, I think Chris presented the Acme Arms for qualification for the department. We discussed it more, got quotes, and it's just, due to it being 45 minutes away, that's kind of a deterrent. The officers don't get to utilize it as much as for the cost, we don't think it's cost effective. And we're continuing to look for ideas to, and present it at a later date to you. Anything else?
Anybody else in the council? Davey didn't have anything from the parks. They're doing the mowing and normal cleanup down there. He has a tournament scheduled for Saturday, but don't look like that's gonna happen. So he might have to, said if it gets flooded down there, that he might have to close the walking trail off to clean up. So with that, he said he would keep us informed of what he does there. Next up, utility foreman. Mike?
Speaking on the storms coming in, the guys they've got their signs ready, and tomorrow we're gonna go check storm drains, covers, make sure they're cleared before we get all this rain. Something I have is a quote for a hydrant. Just got the price on one, so if we need more, we can just double it.
Keep going up, don't they?
Yep.
That's low enough for doing.
We had 3 in stock right now, there's 2 of those already spoken for. So I'd like to at least replace those 2, so we'll have 3 on hand, because I know a couple more that need to be replaced. Not right now.
And this is our utility supply company.
This is just for one.
That's
Yes.
for one hydrant.
Yeah, if we need 2, just double that, so.
$38,710 is the price for one hydrant. That's the updated ones that we need instead of the.
I got this on the 20th. I think it's right after our last meeting, but quote on it.
7740 for 2.
Does council want to proceed with this? Make a motion. Motion's been made. Do I have a second? Motion's been made and seconded.
Second.
Malia?
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Another thing, our spring cleanups next week, that usually runs into 2 weeks. So with all the weather coming up, it could go even farther than that. So we're gonna follow the regular trash route, which is Monday. We'll do that route Tuesday and Friday goes over to brush, so we'll have an extra day to go back around.
Count on next week. Town cleanup.
What's been a problem is, like Elm Street's the first Monday's route. We'll go down Elm Street and pick it up for junk. And the next day, people set it back out on Elm Street when it's come back and get it. So we like to wait until we're completely done, then go back over to town again. So that's something the girls in the office can handle whenever they call in, they'll will be 82nd. We'll always make 2 trips around our town.
Do the first one on Main
Yeah.
trash.
Because we get a lot of calls, don't backtrack it. We don't get anywhere doing that.
Right.
fine.
And on the junk pickup, we have a lot of scrap in our place. I wanted to get permission to, after we get this spring cleanup done, do a little cleaning of our own at our shop. So the copper, needs to be taken off, some brass meters, things like that. But the question was, can we accept cash from the recycler, or do we have to have a check? I know we had to send somebody that's bonded, so.
Yeah.
Right, we had that issue last year.
Yeah, I can't remember if it was they brought cash back and they had to take it back and do a check.
Yeah, we have to have a check.
Okay. I'll have to check and see which one will give us a check, because I think one of them only give you cash. Mitchell, I think Mitchell, just cash on. I don't know if I need a motion for approval on that or not, do I?
Not for cleaning up, no. You do that when you need to.
We're gonna keep it separated too, you know, what the stuff like the gas, stuff, water, so, you know, those.
That way it goes back to the department that comes in.
And the flags on the square, I talked to the lady about that, she's fine, we can take them down before.
Okay, from the school.
Yes. The only problem we have now is, I don't know how long we're gonna leave the blue lights up. We got a race. If we leave them where we're at now, we have to lower them, people can actually touch them. Once we put the flags up, so.
Yeah.
We won't, I don't know if it's true, I think Garland put on Facebook that
He's coming home.
we wouldn't want to leave them up until he comes home.
Yes.
She said the ninth, so ninth would be next week.
You'll have plenty of time to deal with it after that.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
So then we have a solution on the flags?
Yes.
Sooner than that.
Done.
Good.
Yeah, she's fine with taking them down a week or so before
Okay.
Memorial Day.
Let's go ahead and do a motion for getting rid of the scrap or zero
Yes.
down there, just for record counting purposes, yeah.
I'll make the motion that he can get rid of the scrap down there.
So,
Motion's been made and seconded.
2 seconds.
Aaron?
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
And next week, we're gonna start our new call, person on call after hours. Have we got anywhere with pay on it yet?
We've been working on that.
I got a solution if it'll work. We're already paying 75 for water and sewer. How about combining just the 75 for, make it 150 for those two, and bump the electric up to 150? Because we're already paying 150 already for water and sewer, but we're going down to one.
Since you're just gonna have one.
Yes. I mean, it's not gonna cost water and sewer anything, more, it's just gonna
Right.
cost electric.
just at the present time, I'll make a motion that we do that. And that being said, I still am looking at this, and personally, I think it must be a little more than just an individual.
So a motion's been made to raise it to 150 per week for the call out,
For combined water sewer, because we've combined those.
combined water and sewer and electric over 152.
Did you say for calling or
It's 3 week
On
call
call.
this week.
On call week.
Yeah.
That's for the whole week.
Yeah.
I'll call.
We won't start that this week.
Does council want to proceed with that? We need to go ahead and do a vote on it. We
I
got
have
a
a
motion made.
motion.
Motion's been made to raise it to $150 on call.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. And do you want it to
Now,
start?
do you want to start that this week?
I will make a motion to start that 150 weeks for on-call.
It's easier just to do a new motion now.
Okay.
Could have amended it, that's fine.
We could amend it, but
It's all right, just do a new one.
All right, another motion to start with,
To start this week.
to start this week.
effective
3:31.
31. Or,
30. What day? What day? What day is it?
It's the first.
Tuesday.
yeah,
April
it's 31st.
Does the week start on Sunday? Does the week start on Monday?
Motion's been made. Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded.
all in favor,
Aye.
opposed? Motion carried.
And like I said, I still think a little bit more needs to be done with that too.
The next meeting, I'll have a quote on some dumpsters. So we'll get what we want to stock. So I think we ordered 3 of each one last time. I don't know if we can stay that route or.
Where you at right now?
I just sold our last 3 yards, and we've got 2 yards.
Or at least 3.
3 we keep going. We sell more 3 yards than we do 2, so I don't know if we want to have the 3s.
And back down on the
Yeah,
2.
maybe get 4 3 yards and just a 1 2 yard for now. And I don't know if we want to keep that 6 yard in stock or not. I had somebody call about one of those the other day, that they went with a different company. We've got several of those in town that are 6 yard.
You might want to keep one of them in stock, check the prices and see where we're at on.
We've been trying to keep our stock under roof, but when the snow's hit, we had to move all that to get them in the salt shed.
Right.
We put the lids on them, so they don't have under there, and that's all I have, unless you guys have something.
Do have a
That's
question.
getting ready to bring up, Calvin's here to talk about that.
Okay.
I know that some of the guys have been down there at the bridge on Water Street cleaning up that tree benches and stuff. So is there any way that we can clean around the creek bed and get the tree limbs from around there before it starts getting green to make the creek?
We'll trim it up.
Not necessarily trimming, I know we've talked about this before,
Yeah,
but at least getting some of the fallen stuff
Yeah.
out of there.
We'll see what happens after this rain. It might be
Well, there
might
might
be
be-
all-
We have a bunch more piled up somewhere.
Yeah, it's still gonna have to be picked up.
Once it dries out, that's it, we can probably go through there.
Okay,
Take some of
because
it.
I didn't know if there was something statewide or not that would prevent us from doing that, but it would be nice to.
DNR,
Because it
kinda
really looked
gets-
nice after you guys did that.
Get in the water.
we can't get in the water. DNR will.
It's on the bank.
It's on the
Yeah,
banks,
banks
yeah.
we can pick up.
Is the tree, is it falling down?
They're just little trees that are growing on the creek bank. And a lot of them have already
You
fell.
you can't touch them if
They're
they're,
alive, they're touching.
Well, there's very specific rules.
yeah, you cannot touch a
But we
live
still
tree
can
on a
pick
bank.
up the debris.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I was actually asking.
You can actually touch the live ones, but you have to go through the net process.
Yeah.
And then you gotta go back and plant.
That's all I have. Kelvin has something he needs to talk about.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Calvin?
Yeah. The 2 things I have, we got paper on. The first one is we're gonna need to purchase some more material for the 150 highway. Assistance for them to get that culvert, we're gonna have to relocate the line out to the edge of their construction zone. And that's what you see there in that. So there's actually quite a bit of material, and use any more of what we have, we won't have any on stock. So if you're all right with allowing me to purchase that for the amount of $11,073.60.
You got,
You said 11?
yeah, 11,000,
We're good.
yeah,
How much is it?
$11,073.60.
So moved.
Motion's been made and seconded, or made, I'll second it.
And the other one is for,
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
thank you. The other one is for the electrical assistance with us cutting that double circuit over on both ends of that jog that we're gonna have to do out there on the more or less outer skirt of the construction zone. And that one, it's the amount of $24,448.20. I just wanted to verify this so I can make sure they are ready to move when we are, and they're not out somewhere else. So if they commit to us, they can get to us to help get it moved over.
For the attorney. You good?
And what this is references, everything's gotta be pulled off of the right of way now. And that's a double circuit. And both ends has to be set up to go, then everything's disconnected and jumped over to the new system.
Keep it all energized.
So everything will stay energized until the old system comes apart.
I think we can do it all, from what I gather, we can do it all when the actual highway is shut down, so there's no additional help flaggers and what have you. It'll be a work zone, so everyone will be within that shutdown.
$24,448.20. How does the council want to proceed?
Are we able to do it without doing this? I mean,
No,
so.
the state's making us do it.
I
And
mean,
this is part of,
That's
this
part
feeds
of-
into part of the
that's-
budget.
that's our
and
part.
everything that we- Yeah, okay.
The
So
state's-
moved.
Motion's been made. Do I have a second? Motion's been made and seconded.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
And I don't have anything else, unless you guys have a question.
How long will it take for all this supplies to be here? Do you have an idea?
That, no, I believe my distributor said that everything is in stock, so it'll be within a week, and we're gonna be, several before we're actually meeting, so we'll get it on stock, so it'll be here. Also, well, Mike brought up, there is some more tree removal out there, and we do have, you guys will accept, me asking someone for quotes to remove the excess trees there that needs to be removed, and I believe the state has some input on that for reimbursement on it.
Council has a problem with Calvin checking quotes to get them removed?
No, we need that to move.
No, we shouldn't do that in the motion.
Sorry,
We're
we
gonna
don't
do
need that
quotes.
to move.
We're gonna get close.
No, you can get quotes.
He can just get the quotes. And basically it's they're didn't put these trees in the first, now they've got to take more out, plus it's covered where the sewer mains are going to go in. There's some trees there, there's a possibility they have to take them out, but right now they're still trying to negotiate the sewer line.
All right, would I need to get back with you on, how to go about that when we get the quotes?
Please.
Yep, as soon as you get the quotes in, let us know.
All I have.
Thank you.
Anything else? All you need?
All I got.
Okay.
Thank you, guys.
I've got something I wanted to let the council know. I was in contact with Jim Bodice from Region 15 Development Commission today. And also Beth, I need to get her on the agenda for the next meeting. She's gonna come up and give a presentation on the Okra owner occupied rehabilitation grant.
Okay.
Anything else?
That's it.
Concerns, citizens, comments. Mikey? Not seeing any. Entertain motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Motion's been made. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.